Oh, interesting. A mortgage advisor, a teacher, and a drug dealer. Interesting. Interesting.
Here we all are again. Welcome to another episode of Mildly Informed with me, Richie Firth, and him, Chris Skinner. Our sole aim to inform you mildly of what's been going on in the world in the last 7 days. Chris, how are you?
I'm slightly nervous, Rich. I took a call just as we connected today from my supermarket delivery driver, and I know that this record is going to get interrupted at some point. But what impact that has on this show record, we don't yet know. And you, me, and you, the audience, are going to discover that impact. Like, it's a real unknown right now, and I'm quite excited for it.
This is the height of professionalism, and I am very excited. Oh, and you and I have also got the same mugs. You've just taken a drink from what I know for a fact is a Le Creuset mug.
Oh, yeah. Tea tastes good out of a Le Creuset. I've got the yellow and I've got like the charcoal grey version of that mug.
Very nice. That's not what we're here for, but would you like to give a review, a number of stars for a Le Creuset mug?
4 stars.
4 stars I would agree with, because I'd want it a little bit bigger. I've got to be honest.
Oh, really? For me, I just like it a little bit lairier. I like it's just a bit too normal looking for me.
Bought by your wife.
Yep. Rich, we don't need to hear about mugs or delivery drivers, at least anymore for the time being. I'd like to hear something about your week.
Chris, it happens relatively often on this podcast that we need to rein back and retract statements from previous episodes.
Oh, no. This is very uncharacteristic.
Isn't it ever? But I need to retract some comments I made a few weeks ago about Padel. Do you remember what I said about Padel?
The general vibe, I think, was quite a negative one, if I remember correctly.
It was. I think, if I remember correctly, I called it a ridiculous middle-class phase. Chris, let me tell you that yesterday morning at 6 a.m, I played my first game of Padel.
Okay. So what time did you get up to play your game at 6?
5:15 the alarm clock went off.
Oh.
5:15 the alarm clock went off. I hosed down a bowl of granola at 5:30 and was in the car at 5:45 and on court at 6 a.m. Having never played Padel in my life.
And remind me, because there's Padel and there's pickleball. One is more like tennis, one is more like squash. Which one is this?
Well, that's really interesting, because what I want to talk about is the concept of hybrid sports. And I wouldn't want to label Padel as more tennis or squash, one nor the other, because I'd say it is a hybrid of them both. Very recognisable as tennis, because you've got the tennis net. I'm pretty much certain that we were playing with tennis balls. You've got to serve into the opposing square and all that kind of stuff. But the court is shortened. It's not as long as a tennis court, because at the back of it, it's got squash-like glass walls and down the side as well. And depending on what phase the ball is in the rally, you can use those walls as well as part of your shot, much like you can in squash. I would put it to you that it is a hybrid sport, and I thought it was fantastic.
Okay, so is it as pacey as like a badminton or a squash, or is it... I thought it got played at a slightly slower pace, but maybe that's pickleball I'm thinking of here.
No, I would say it was played at a slower pace. I don't want to do my dad a disservice. He's 75, but he still loves playing Padel. He used to love playing squash. Played a little bit of tennis, but squash was his game. And as a son looking up to your dad and wanting him to keep active, I love the fact he's able to do that, and he loves Padel. But he's 75, so it's obviously played at a slightly slower pace. I was able to play at 6 a.m. yesterday morning, having only been awake for 45 minutes. It was at a slower pace, but you were definitely at times running around, running in to try and fend off a drop shot over the
Yeah.
net. It felt really social. That's the thing about it that I took away from it. You have to be able to play with four. You can't really have a singles game of paddle. It's got to be
Okay.
done as a four, so it felt very social. There's music playing. Dad said this to me as well. He said, I'm trying to find it weird getting used to playing a sport when there's music playing. But there's music playing in the background, which immediately sort of like softens that vibe. So I
What
found
sort
it a
of
very
music?
social vibe. Oh, just
I love you,
indescribable,
baby.
indescribable dance music, I would call it as.
Yeah, I mean, I went for indescribable dance music, except from the 90s, which probably tells our age.
But what do I want to review? I want to review Paddle. I'm giving it a 5-star review.
Oh, what?
Yes, Chris, because I'll go back. I've already booked a court in a week's time.
Is it an outdoor sport?
I played in a converted barn on a farm.
No indoor sport can be a 5-star review. I'm sorry, we have discussed this before. Indoor sports for me are capped at 4 stars.
There are courts that are played outside. There are outdoor paddle courts. It's absolutely very possible and done. I like the fact that this is an indoor one because it means that we can play and it's a little bit more palatable if it's raining. But I'm giving it a 5-star review because of the social element of it, the surprise of how much I enjoyed it. But I love the concept that a sport has been invented out of 2 existing sports. That's really what I'm driving at here. Hybrid sports are the way forward. We kind of accept, these are all the sports that there are to play. But by taking other sports, mixing them together, there are other sports out there still to be invented. Imagine a sport that encompasses football and cricket. I don't have a name for it yet, but you could absolutely do it.
Well, you and I have played foot golf before.
There you go. There's another one.
I recommend weekend viewing for you. About 20 years old now. Matt Parker, is it Matt Parker and Trey Stone? Trey Parker and Matt Stone
That's
from
it.
South Park had a movie called Basketball, which was a hybrid sport comedy movie. That could be good viewing for you this weekend.
So that's baseball and basketball.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. I like that. My football cricket. Go on.
No, please. I want you to hypothesize about foot kit.
Or crick ball.
Foot kit.
Crick ball. Foot kit. That's a slip of the tongue, the old foot kit, isn't it? What you would have is you would have a set of stumps, the wickets. You would have a batsman in front of it, but the batsman doesn't have a bat. He's just got his foot.
I played this game at school with a bin as the stumps and a football, and we called it Kick It.
Okay, and then what did you do once you'd kicked the ball?
You ran. So they would hurl the football at the bin. You would kick the ball away, and then you do runs. You try and score as many runs as you could. So essentially, no LBW, obviously.
Yes.
And your leg replaced the cricket bat, and you had to kick the ball as far as you could. Yeah.
Now, I would then also put in the field, I would put 3 goals. One straight behind the bowler or the kicker, depending on what you want to call them. I would put 1 goal 45 degrees to the left, 1 goal 45 degrees to the right, and you could score 6 runs, for argument's sake, if you kick directly into the goal. Now, of course, you could have goalkeepers in front of those goals, they're fielders or whatever, but there's so many different ways you could turn this into a hybrid sport.
I'd like to play it. Now, you and I have got a long list of things that we've said we're going to do that we haven't yet done. And I'm very happy to add foot it or kick it to the list of those things. I've got some really important questions, though, to understand your 5-star review. Who did you play with?
I played with 3 friends, so I knew everyone that was playing.
How many of them had banking or finance jobs?
Okay, one was a mortgage advisor, one was a teacher, and the other actually don't know what he does.
Oh, interesting. A mortgage advisor, a teacher, and a drug dealer. Interesting. And here's wait, and I know you. Who won?
The opposition did.
Okay. I'm surprised.
The team that I was in, the partnership, the duo, the double partnership, however you refer to them. The opposition won. I lost. But you got to bear in mind I'd never played before. And everybody, the other three players did say that as the game wore on, I just improved and got better and better. And they were very impressed with me. So I'd like to think, don't smile like that. Don't be a tosspot. I'd like to think that in future weeks, I've got some paddle wins in me.
I have no doubt about that, but I love the idea of the reverse of that being true and them saying to you, guys, the game got on, you just got worse. Richie, I'm afraid we've got to pause this record because I'm getting a phone call. I think my supermarket delivery is at the door.
Unbelievable. We'll take a break.
Hello? I'll be downstairs in a second.
Whilst he's gone, letting in a cardo, I'm going to see if I can write a list of 10 things that I think will be on Chris's shopping list. And it'll be really interesting to see how many of the 10 I get right. So I think there will be some kind of form of OT tracker bar. Avocados. They'll have loads of avocados. Funky pale ale, chewy beer. Granola. 4. Environmentally friendly washing up liquid. 5. Dried mango. 6. Laugon 7. I don't know why. I feel like he'll have some tortilla crisps, tortilla chips. 8. Bleach. Number 9. What with what he likes to do in his private time, he'll definitely have bleach. And rubber gloves, marigolds. 10.
Still stood here at the front door. He seems to have parked at the top end of my road, even though there's empty spaces right outside my house. And he seems to be ferrying the bags back almost one by one.
Oh my God.
This could be a delay.
This is a farce of an episode. Oh, he's back. Where is he?
I'm back. I'm coming. I've just knocked something over on the way up, so I'm just hanging it up.
Oh.
Oh my God.
I just sent you a voice note. Are you done now?
One. I'm done.
That was quick. Because like these have only just come through.
I've run up 3 flights of stairs, mate.
I have just played a game with myself where I've tried to name 10 items that are in your order.
Go on.
I can't remember what they were now.
Okay.
You'll find out what they were when you go back through this.
Okay. Well, I'm look at that. If you're guessing kind of sort of wanky East London things like kefir, then you were right.
I went with granola. I went with some tracker, sort of some kind of like OT kind of tracker bars.
Yeah.
Dried mangoes.
Frozen.
That's the same thing. 3 out of 3 so far. This is incredible. Avocados.
Yep.
Brilliant. Wow. Some kind of chewy, shitty kind of pale ale dark beer.
Oh, almost certainly. I didn't see it, but almost certainly, yeah.
Great. 5 out of 5. Bleach.
Oh, probably some shit like that. Yeah.
Don't play it down like that. We always know what you get up to.
Laura did the shop. Laura did the shop this week, so I can't testify to the bleach.
Rubber gloves.
Maybe. I think we already have some.
I've done well. Chris.
Well done, Richie.
What else has been going on in your week other than online shopping?
Well, thank you for asking, Rich. I got to meet on Saturday one of my heroes.
Oh, wow.
And it's quite a curious event. And so let's step back. Context. You know that one of my favourite 3 sports is cycling. I think that's pretty fair to say. We talked about cycling quite a lot. And on Saturday in the Olympic Park, at the Velo Park there, which is a mile from my house, there was an event called the London 3-Day, where it's not like quite major like World Championships level, but there's a lot of professional cyclists there of some repute, a lot of world champions, Olympic medalists. A British cyclist called Emma Finucane was there, who I'm a big fan of. A guy called Interestingly, RIP, God bless him, Pete Mitchell, someone who we both knew. There's a cyclist called Pete Mitchell who was racing against the guy called Matt Richardson, also the name of a radio DJ,
Wow.
which I found quite fun. Anyway, so there's loads of cyclists there. They're doing their thing. Took the whole family, all kinds of funny, like quirky events, but the normal guys just hammering it on their bicycles. And we were told at the start, you can come down to the middle bit, like the bit in
Oh,
the
wow.
center. You can meet the riders, get autographs. There's a bar down here. So most of the people are sort of sat watching in the stands. And but you could go down and do a bit of that. And we thought we'll go down just to get a sense of the vibe. It's actually quite difficult to focus on the racing down there because everyone is whizzing around you, literally at 60, 70 kilometers an hour. So you just feel yourself getting a bit dizzy. But I saw a queue and I was like, why are people queuing? And there's clearly someone at the end of the queue signing stuff and posing for photos. And I was like, who is that? And I have a little look and I'm like, no, surely not. It's only Bradley Wiggins.
Oh, wow.
Now, Bradley Wiggins is a complicated man. I think anyone, even in his prime, who ever saw or heard an interview with him would know that. He is a Tour de France winner. He's a multi-Olympic gold medalist. Prickly character at times, maverick, has been very public in recent years, particularly in the last 12 months with his sort of his post-Olympic alcohol and drug use, spiraling into depression, basically ending up with nothing. And it's quite, a really sad story. And I got home that evening and I showed the kids some of his London 2012 moments. And there's a bit after he's won the road race, the gold in the road race at London 2012, where in the interview he says, it doesn't get any better than this. I think I've peaked. I think this is the best moment that will ever happen for me. And at the time, you sort of go, well, of course it is. You're a gold medalist. But actually, in the context of then what happened to him over the next 12 years, it actually feels quite sad and quite tragic and quite foreboding. And anyway, we understand he's been through this journey, but he's here and he's doing signings and he's saying hello. I think his son was racing as well. And I really wanted to meet him. I really wanted to meet him and say hello. And I felt a bit awkward because it was mostly people going up with their kids. So I turned to Mabel and I said, do you want to come up with me and meet Bradley Wiggins? She went, no. And I turned to Polly and I said, do you want to come and meet Bradley Wiggins? No. Oh, man. And then Laura, bless it, she goes to Polly. She said, Polly, go with your dad. Go with your dad. He wants to meet Bradley Wiggins. So I joined the queue.
Yeah.
And then literally the person before, the lady shuts the queue off and says, sorry, queue is closed.
Oh, no.
And then I'm like, oh, come on, please. My daughter really wants to meet him. And she looks around, she goes, I'll get into trouble for this. And she opens it out and she lets us in as the last people in.
Oh.
And I walk up and it's like super awkward because Polly clearly doesn't give a shit. In fact, she's 6, but I still have to pick her up because she finds the moment super awkward. I didn't have a program for him to sign.
Yeah.
I shook his hand, posed for a photo, got the photo. In fact, here's the photo now. And it was lovely. Like, it was a real privilege. For him, I could tell he was done with this shit. I could tell he was like, oh, God, the things I do, probably, maybe he's shifting books right now. I'll definitely buy it. I definitely want to hear more about him because I think he's such an interesting, complicated man. And like, it was I have met heroes in the past and they've been positive experiences. Some have been negative experiences. This one was, I can't quite pinpoint whether it was a good or a bad. He clearly didn't want to be there, but he was really friendly and really gracious. And it was just quite nice. Like, it was lovely to go home and show the girls some like amazing moments in sport past that they were quite into. So and so for that reason alone, I think that was a really good experience. So, it is that complicated thing about, they say never meet your heroes. And I come away from this thinking, I'm not quite sure, really. When was the last time you met a hero?
I've been very lucky to work alongside a hero of mine, and I know you did as well. Not that he was necessarily your hero, and that is Ian Wright. And thankfully for me, Wrighty is even more of an amazing person than you might think he is when you watch his passion for the game of football
Mm.
on television, let alone the fact that he played for the side that I love, Arsenal. So I've been really fortunate for that to be a good thing in my life. Overall, though, I think it's probably worth saying don't meet your heroes,
Mm.
because we only put people up on a pedestal and make them heroes because that's what we think they are like. So why run the risk of finding that the reality that we've built isn't the case by meeting a hero? I think keep them in that heroic status in your head and don't meet them.
Yeah, I get that. Righty was lovely though.
Yeah.
Like I loved working with Righty. He was. I mean, again, as a Tottenham supporter, he was just the nicest man, and I don't regret that. I am pleased I met Bradley. I'm pleased I got to shake the hand of this complicated, conflicted, brilliant individual. But I'm aware, I kind of feel like I was imposing on him a little bit because the poor sod having to shake like, post retirement, having to do like, 100, 200 handshakes at an event on a Saturday afternoon is probably not how he saw himself being. Um, so I'm gonna even it out and I'm gonna give it a solid 3 stars. I'm delighted to have met him, but maybe I should have just left him be and left my children be.
The next time you see a queue for a hero, would you
Mm.
join it?
Oh, I really don't know. I don't know. I can't say I wouldn't.
That says it is a 3-star review.
Yeah, it is.
So what we're coming away from this is saying maybe meet your heroes.
Oh God! Hi, I'm a centrist dad. Let's have an ad break.
By the way, we had a break when you went and got your shopping.
Oh, that's a great idea. So have we already had 2 ad breaks now?
Well, hopefully, if we have, we're doing all right.
Okay. Well, that was nice. Welcome back again. Rich, what else has happened to you this week?
Chris, this week, Football Manager 26 has been released, something that is very exciting for me. I don't think that there's been anything in my life that I've been doing longer than playing Football Manager. I first started playing Football Manager, or Championship Manager as it was called back then, in my second year of university. So we're talking 1996. And here we are in 2026. If you'd said to me, 18-year-old me, 19-year-old me back in the day, that you would still be playing Football Manager 30 years on, I would have laughed in your face. But then equally, I would have been astonished and thinking, wow, this is going to keep going this long. And it came out this week. The reason why it's also been fascinating is there wasn't a Football Manager 2025 because they didn't think it was good enough. They tried to overhaul the game and they looked at their product and they were like, this isn't good enough. We can't release this. And they didn't. And when you are owned by a massive company like Sega and you turn to Sonic the Hedgehog and you're like, nah, not this year. We're not going to do it. The pressure that comes with that decision, I think, must be absolutely massive. So I really, really, really respect the fact that they decided, no, not this year. We're going to break. We're going to break the cycle. We're not going to do it. People can just hold on and let's value our product and do it again in 2026. And that's what they've done. So there's been 2 years waiting for this. It is very, very different. Very, very different. But I'm still loving it. And I guess I'm reviewing the fact that there is something in my life that has been that constant for 30 years. Because to be quite frank, other than family, there isn't anything else. There isn't anything else. My dad,
Wow.
my brothers, but that's about it. There isn't anything else that's been a constant for 30 years.
Wow. Well, that is a radical overstatement of and a complete neglect for your poor family who haven't been as constant in your life for such a long time, as in your wife and child. But
Well,
surely you've got
no,
to find some kind of caveat to
no, they
elevate them
haven't.
above that.
No, there isn't. When you look at it, when you look at 30 years, I've not
Right.
been with my wife for 30 years. Um, my oldest child is 23,
Yeah.
so it's impossible. There is nothing in my life that surpasses Football Manager.
It's astonishing to me that you still find time to play it. I also, Championship Manager 96-97 was my first champ man. And I loved it so much that I think it was 50% responsible for my bad A-level grades. I was so addicted to it. I just could not stop playing it. Sometimes staying up through the early hours to finish a season. And, learning about, I was so knowledgeable of players up and down the leagues in Europe, and some of whom I had wildly inflated impressions of because they turned out to be really good on Champ Man.
Mm.
Lars Ricken, I remember in particular. uh, other players who you thought would go on to become absolute legends ended up, or in real life became legends, were a bit crap on Champ Man,
Yeah.
and that was always quite funny. So I loved the game. I actually played the original Kevin Tom's Football Manager game in the late 80s as well, and I've always been into those things. And then in the last 15 years, I've just been not in a place to play those games. And I genuinely feel that I can't download these games. I can't go near. I even struggle in this conversation because it's like, should I just get it, and then should I just play it for a month and see what
This was
happens?
going to be the question that I ask you. Hearing that it played that part in your life previously, are you scared of opening that portal again and what it could do to you?
100%. I genuinely think I could get this game right after this call and wake up in a month's time with a beard down here, smelling of BO, completely grey faced, but delighted because I've just won the 24-25 Premier League
So
with Leighton Orient.
you'd wake up in a month's time, and you'd look like Nuno Espirito Santo.
Yeah.
So if I turned up at your door 5:30,
Yep.
there's a knock on the door Sunday
Yep.
evening. You open the
Yep.
door, it's me. I'm there with my MacBook. I'm saying, Chris, have a look at this, and
No.
it's there. It's ready. You wouldn't even look.
I just fear. So I'm watching a TV show called Snowfall at the moment, and it covers it. A lot of the storyline is around the crack pandemic in the west coast of the US in the 80s. And I have a similar. When I watch that, I'm like, Championship Manager. So it's a hard pass from me.
I'm going to give it a 5-star review
Of course you are.
because it's the constant in my life, other
Would
than
you
my two brothers and my dad.
sign a Spurs player?
Hard. That's really hard. Yes, I think I would. Yes, I would. I'm managing Eastbourne Borough in the Conference South at the moment, and if there
Yeah.
was a young Spurs starlet that needed some first team football and was going to boost my squad, who are struggling at the moment, yes, I would take them.
Okay. I'm proud of you.
Chris, what else has been going on in your life this week?
Laura and I were watching the TV. We're watching Down Cemetery Road, new TV show on Apple TV. It's based on books written by Mick Herron, who's the guy who wrote Slow Horses. It's got a similar vibe to that as a TV show. Only 3 episodes in. That's not what I'm here to review, but I am enjoying it. In one of the episodes, randomly, a guy is just buttering some toast. And I don't know why I thought this, but I just had to reach for the remote and pause the TV and turn around to Laura and say, I don't think I'm ever going to eat a triple decker peanut butter sandwich ever again in my life. And she was like, what? And she needed a bit of reminding here. But for much of my young adult life, teens and young adult life, right the way through into my 30s, my favorite quick snack was layer of bread, butter, peanut butter, bread, butter, peanut butter, bread. sometimes also with bananas layered in there as well. And it would be at times at university where I was very poor, it would be my lunch and my dinner. And there was something about the triple decker nature of it, like the proportionality of the peanut butter was so much higher against the bread, and it was just so fulfilling and satisfying and nourishing for me, and I loved it. But it's a big carb heavy snack. There were times where it would literally be like, oh, it's 3 o'clock in the afternoon. It's a while till I'm eating dinner. I'm just going to have a triple decker peanut butter sandwich.
When you look at the calories involved in that, that's not a snack. It is a
No,
meal.
I would often eat it as a snack though, and as I say, sometimes twice as a meal too. And I just thought when I saw this, I don't know why the thought came into my head. I was like, I haven't done this for years now, and it's this moment like I may never do this ever again. That like iconic meal in my life might now be done because I'm not as a hungry a boy as I used to be. I don't eat a lot of carbs like I used to, and I'm like I'm really conflicted. I feel quite sad that something I once loved is now less appealing. Even though I still get them. Wow, that sounds really tasty to me. I just don't think I've got the guts for it anymore.
I'm disappointed and saddened to hear this. Let me
Yeah.
say a few things. Firstly, I have never had a triple deck sandwich.
Oh, okay. Well, you've got to fix that.
Of any form, and it's a revelation to hear about it, and I think it's absolutely genius. And I'm stunned that I've not done it. I've eaten a heck of a lot of sandwiches in my time, but secondly, as we grow older and we go even more into the depths and the darkness of
Mm.
adulthood, I find it sad that we don't play like we did as kids. But it's not just play. Like, if you want to have a triple decker sandwich, I just don't understand why you've not paused the TV, said to Laura, I've not had a triple decker sandwich in a long time, and then just got up and do it.
Yeah.
Go and
I had
make
a night.
one. You own your own house. You're
Mm.
responsible for 2 children. You can go and make a triple decker peanut butter sandwich if you want. Doesn't mean you have to eat loads of them, but you don't have to say, I think I've ate my last one and be sad about it and then not go and make one.
I was full though. I'd had a nice salad for my dinner, Rich.
Put a date in the diary. Say to yourself, I
Okay.
tell you what I'm going to do. I tell you what I'm going to do. Friday, when I finish work, I'm going to
Yeah.
reward myself at 5 o'clock with a triple decker peanut butter sandwich.
Okay. You know what? It's not a bad idea. I should have like at least one last hurrah. Um, it is, and I think you should try it. A triple decker sandwich yourself. Just the simple maths of it. Yeah. A sandwich is 2 parts bread, 1 part filling. Yeah. But a triple decker sandwich is 3 parts bread, 2 parts filling. You get statistically so much more filling. You know, essentially, what is it? So instead of it being a third of the entire meal being filling, it's 40%. So
Mm.
there's an extra 7% filling in there. That's why it's so good.
And also, a sandwich sometimes isn't enough. 2 sandwiches would be gluttonous. A
Yeah,
sandwich and a half,
mate.
bingo.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, I'm going to put it in my diary. I'm going to have one last hurrah, and
Brilliant.
I give for a young person the triple decker peanut butter sandwich 5 stars. And it's I'm not going to review it for an older person because one, I do not consider myself that, and two, this is a reflection on me, not the peanut butter sandwich. So let's just park it there.
I'm fine with that.
Should we do one last quick review before we dip over to the Patreon, where I need to really unload some anxiety I have?
This is going to be a quick one. For the first time in 3 episodes so far, we've not referred to the Louvre heist. But I need to refer
Oh,
to it very quickly because one of the things that has come out in the last 7 days is, and this is incredible, the video security system at the Louvre. The password for it was Louvre.
Unbelievable.
It's
It's
just
so
absolutely unbelievable.
it is. Yeah, well, we talked about this being an embarrassing thing, yeah. And there's nothing worse than like being caught with your pants down, yeah,
Yeah.
and then pulling them up and then realizing that you've basically got a hole in the arse anyway. It, it's so bad. It's not even, as I understand it, it's not even like a 0 instead of an O
No,
and like
no,
a 3 instead of the E.
no. And an exclamation mark as the capital
Yeah,
L. It just
yeah,
says Louvre. It's incredible. It's absolutely incredible. The one thing that I will give them a little bit of credence for is I find passwords very stressful myself. I do keep a document of all of my passwords on because I cannot. And I know you're not advised to do that, but I can't remember all of the different passwords that I need, and so often these days you're made to change passwords. So I kind of get why they might want to
yeah.
just say, let's just call it Louvre. At least they've changed it from password.
Oh, cool. Well done, Louvre guys. Um, I mean, I just want to know what they're going to change it to now. Like, I think they're going to come up with something so complicated, they're going to forget it, and then no one is ever going to be able to get back into the system.
Or they go with Louvre 1.
Yeah.
So
Oh,
it's a quick one. It's a quick review. I'm going to give passwords. I'm going to give passwords a 1 star because I think we just need to go.
yep.
We need to go full on biometric. Let's just use eyes and fingerprints and do away with passwords. What a waste of time.
Agree.
Chris, what an episode this has been. And it's not over if you're a Patreon. If you are one of our standard, non-patriotic listeners, thank you all the way anyway. I hope you enjoyed the little shopping list game we played with Chris earlier on and the break for Ricardo. We're going to jump across to Patreon, but if there's any comments that you'd like to leave us in the meantime, email us mildlyinformedpod@gmail.com or find us on our socials at Richie Firth or at Producer Chris, or leave your comments on our YouTube channel where you can see us in visual form. We're going to hop over to Patreon and eat triple decker sandwiches.